Hello, welcome back. I'm Jimmy in Georgia. Today I'll be talking about the Sharpie markers with the brush tip. Go ahead and say hashtag not sponsored. Saw these at Michael's and I got a decent price there, and I actually found them on Amazon a little bit cheaper, so I went ahead and posted that here in the video, and I'll have a link down in the description. But these are different from their normal Sharpies. You know, Sharpie nibs are normally kind of stiff and square or whatnot. Here you see on the package it has a brush. I like to draw with Copic or Copic markers, however you want to pronounce them. And see, this is actually very similar to the Copic sketch markers brush tip. Took a couple examples here of just writing out something. You need to see kind of the shape, the size, and the things here. Last video I made, a lot of people were asking what paper I used. This is it here on the screen. This is Canson XL, and there's a link in the description as well. But here, went ahead and made a color chart of the 12 colors here in the Sharpie brush tip markers. And these look really nice, and as we go through this, it's kind of zipping through with a little bit of a time lapse. It's a good assortment, and as we go further along in the video, I'll get more into detail, I suppose. But what I'm always looking for when I find these other markers that I think look like they might be similar to Copic, I want to do two things. Preferably, I would like to be able to use them with my Copic markers. I have quite a few of those. And then really preferably up higher on the list would be if I could blend them together seamlessly. That would be exactly what I'm looking for. So here I start off, I take the new Sharpies with the brush tips and just take the kind of 4 reddish tones, and just to see if I can kind of get some blending going. And actually, I was a little surprised they actually do. I mean, granted, these tones are far enough apart in the color spectrum. It's not super perfect, but I can definitely tell there's definitely moving some of the color around. And I don't know how well it shows up here on the screen, but I can definitely see the mixing of the colors of the tones together. And here we see the greens. I think that's a little more obvious because those two tones were a little closer together. Same thing with the blue. I think these two colors were a little closer together. So you see, as you layer on the thickness of that lighter tone, it really does make a gradient there. So these blend. That's the first thing I'm looking for. Awesome. Check box number 1 is checked off. Here I just make a little circle. I like to do this to kind of make a little shadow effect. Just to see if I can make a little bit of a shade. And I think that again works pretty well. So now here's my test. This is what I want to find out. Can I take these and blend them with Copic markers? And this is my 3rd video doing this. I've talked about Artist Loft. I've talked about the Hoo markers. And these actually blend with the Copics. I was excited. And so these would be a very cheap alternative, at least for these certain colors, because obviously Copic has 300 and some odd colors. There's only 12 of these, so you could not completely replace your Copic collection with these 12 markers, but just for some of your basic primary colors, this is perfect. It works great. And so here in the last little bit of the video, I started off doing a sketch, and I'm a big Garfield fan. Garfield is one of the things when I was in 1st grade that got me into art. I had some Garfield books, I had some notebooks, folders, that type of thing, maybe even a Trapper Keeper, who knows. But I would trace Garfield, and that's how I really first started drawing. And here I sketched out Odie, and he's, as we get along, it'll be easier to see it. The blue pencil, it's there, but it's hard to see. I mean, he's an artist, and he's painting Garfield on a canvas. And as the time lapse progresses, you'll kind of see all the details fill in. And so all the colors here are these Sharpies with the brush tips. With Copics, I always call them nibs. Same difference, I suppose. But yeah, I like the way these turned out. And as I'm continuing to color in, it'll be a little bit more time here. I guess I'll just go ahead and give a few recommendations. Overall, I liked how my sketch turned out here with Odie and Garfield, and I really enjoyed using these markers from Sharpie. Again, this is not a sponsored video, it's just something I saw, and I was hoping that this would be something I could use when I do my marker sketches, which is primarily with Copics. Some people do call them Copics, and I honestly don't know what is correct, I guess, officially. But the way I think of it, I think of the word topic. It's not topic. Topic, Copic. That's the way I say it. Anyway, I like these. I will definitely be incorporating these in my sketches. And again, if you'd like to find out more about these markers, there are links in the description down below for the markers and for the paper that I like to use. And so if you have any thoughts or questions, please leave them in the comments below, and please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks so much for watching. So until next time, I'm Jimmy in Georgia. Peace.